Omega can't connect to the broadcast channel, or it won't voice
Yeah.
connect.
He can connect to Discord, but not to the voice. But doesn't understand why. Cut it out with the playing of the video stuff. We're going live.
We are live.
Just hit notification. We are live on YouTube.
I can't make him an admin, apparently. He's got, like, every role. So that's not the problem.
It might be his connection. Stop doing that.
But he has a nice ass.
Well, yes, but you don't need to point it out. It makes it awkward.
Oh.
Nonsense.
Because what about Shao Kahn's ass? Isn't that nice too?
I have a firm ass.
So we are live on YouTube, Twitch, and Mixer?
Friendster.
We're here on Butt Talk.
You're live
What?
on Justin TV.
Live! Welcome to JustinTV.cam.
Hey, you know what I just thought of? AMC needs a new talk show. Why don't we go on there?
Oh,
How
how about we don't? You know what AMC needs to do is like go back in time and bring back Breaking Bad and Mad Men. Just reverse
No.
time.
Well, AMC already did what they need to do, with kick Chris Hardwick's ass.
Hardwick wasn't the problem. Just the whole premise of the fucking thing was dumb.
I just in general hate The Walking Dead. So.
Me too.
It was good for a few seasons, and then it got really bad.
It was good for exactly 1.5 seasons. Then they got to that farmhouse and they never left. And all of the build up of that show just straight down the tube. If I wanted to watch people bitch at each other in a fancy old house, I would have watched Downtown Abbey, alright?
Well, they did eventually leave the farmhouse, and then they went and stayed in a prison forever.
The
prison was the same thing, and then they went on the road for like a season, and then they found a suburb, and they stayed in the suburb forever, and fucking. I love fucking Jeffrey Dean Morgan as Negan. Like, they could not have picked anyone better to play that role. But, like, it's so fucking drawn out. And they're obviously, like, not progressing the story just because they know fans like Negan and they'll tune in for Negan. So they're just fucking circling the goddamn drain, not doing anything with the fucking story because they're trying to fucking just milk every last bit of Negan that they can.
You know what's going to be even worse, too, is once it gets down to its last season or so, they're going to split it up over 2 years. You know they're going to do that because it's already in the playbook. And they make way more money off The Walking Dead than they did any of the other shows they did that for.
5 seasons? Well, 7 seasons. Dude, they say 7 seasons is perfect because, like, every Star Trek series, save the original, I think, has been 7 seasons, and it's been perfect.
Enterprise didn't have 7 seasons.
How many seasons? Oh, they only got 4 seasons, right? On Enterprise?
That's what I thought.
Yeah. Yeah, that fucking sucks.
Yeah. Hope you had fun at least, man. I'm pretty jealous of Takeover.
Yeah, have you tried turning it off and back on?
Not so sure about Money in the Bank. Dude, did anyone else completely forget that Money in the Bank started like an hour early, like I did?
Yeah.
I didn't care.
Yeah, I got to see all of like 15 fucking minutes of that pay-per-view. So
I watched the whole
I watched the thing after I got home.
Boy, like, here's what I felt about that pay-per-view. The matches were good until the finish. Like, almost every match, the finish just felt flat.
Oh, how I so want to talk about the return of a conquering hero tonight when we get into the podcast.
It better not be who I think it is.
Oh, you're hot over that, are you? Sorry, Shao.
Of course he is, dude.
Hey. At least he took it on the chin.
What chin? Remember your blood pressure, Shao.
Screw you, screw you, screw you, and screw Skyrim.
Hey, now, buddy, let's not go too far.
Hey, Shao. Shut up.
Shut the fuck up.
God damn.
You make me sad.
Yeah,
How did you not know they were going to do that?
I did. I seen it. I saw it coming, and I'm still mad.
It's fucking...
I gotta admit, when they fire a guy, they rarely bring him back, especially that quickly.
Also, I find it funny. Coincidence. The big hog comes back, and Big Cass is gone.
I guess you could say his job was saved by the hair on his chinny chin chin. What's really bad? No, what's really bad? Hold on a second. What's really bad is that he was gonna go face a chin overseas, and then took this booking instead.
Oh, good God. We're probably going to get some sort of copyright strike for that one.
Hey, you know what Oscar's favorite pet is? A chinchilla.
You idiot!
Under?
So we're just waiting. We're just waiting for Omega BR to hopefully be able to join us.
You gonna die.
Probably should have watched the Women's Money in the Bank before we started this show, but oh well.
It was okay.
You know, I was pretty surprised at that one.
It was,
Like, I'm sure it's good, I just missed it.
I feel like it was almost better than the men's.
It was.
I was surprised at how hard hitting it was.
Yeah, Sasha nearly killed her back a few times during that match.
That's not really a surprise.
It's Sasha.
Both her back and neck.
Damn, and according to Meltzer, Asuka versus Carmella wasn't even the worst show of the weekend, or worst match of the weekend.
That's not surprising.
Yep, that belongs to Lashley versus Zayn.
Which it's not surprising considering what happened to Zayn.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, he got 1.2 We got 1 1/4 stars, where Asuka versus Carmella got 1.5.
Sami Zayn wrestling with literally no shoulders right now, or was on Sunday anyway.
The only reason that match was better is because somebody stuck their chin out.
I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you. You done, son.
Shao is inconsolable.
Actually, I feel like he's barely begun. So it'll be a long night.
I'm just gonna think of more chin puns.
What are you doing?
Where? What are you doing?
Oh, just moving a bunch of stuff.
Hot mic.
Yeah, you got a hot mic.
I thought at first you were just pounding your head against the desk.
No, that was me. There it is.
Well, all I can say is if you can't think of any more chin puns, I can always sing that one.
No.
Okay, no chin tree.
I'm going to kill you. Gunner, you're saved. I'm killing that jester now.
Every time you do, I get. Whoa, that's not what it was. I figured it would play The Office. No. I thought for sure it would play the Office clip.
You thought wrong.
All right. While we wait for Omega, should we go ahead and start with the news?
I suppose we should just start the show, and then Omega jumps in. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Smark Snark podcast. My name is Gunner. That over there is, well, it would have been Omega BR, but he's having technical issues this week. Joining us is our wonderful technical producer, Mr. Yankum DDS.
I am not the cause of the technical issues Omega is having. Therefore, I have not broken anything.
I assume that you've all given him your his demands that he had in his contract negotiations. Yes.
Whoops.
That's what I thought. Also joining us this week is Net Jester.
Hi, everybody. How you doing? And technically, I can say this. This show is 100% fun and has 100% less. You know what? I was going to make an Anthony Bourdain joke, but I'll just skip it.
Yeah.
Please don't.
Yeah, don't.
Good Lord.
You're a shitty person, Net Jester.
Yes, you are.
I love the guy, but like I said,
Don't. You just stop talking right there. That's exactly where you stop talking. Shao Kahn.
Wow, he is so edgy.
Hey, Shao Kahn, are you paying attention?
I'm going to kill you. That's what I'm going to do.
I should have thought of that one, damn it.
No, you should have just thought about what's going to happen when I put my boot up your ass.
Where's here?
If I have to hear one more Anthony Bourdain or Chin joke, I'm gonna Vader bomb somebody.
Oh, Jesus. Vassar's here.
Oh,
Save us, dog.
You guys can't be saved. You are beyond redemption.
Yes,
Beyond redemption.
This show has already Vader bombed.
Oh,
Damn it. Why?
And now to help.
God damn it!
Oh,
We gotta figure out the clips.
we do. Let's start with the news. Big Cass was fired by Vince McMahon at a meeting prior to SmackDown in Toledo as a result of mounting issues such as beating up the small person, Daniel Bryan, when he was told not to, blowing off a promo rehearsal with Kevin Dunn, various behavioral incidents throughout the European tour, such as drinking heavily and breaking down a tour bus bathroom door when he didn't get it open. He was not wished the best in his future endeavors. We're just keeping track of who is getting wished best in their future endeavors and not.
And surprise, surprise, Big Cass did not get wished well at all. Hell, I think Enzo had about the exact same send-off, if not worse.
Yes.
Well, that's expected for what happened.
Yeah, for that, but for, how bad was the bridge burning there that Cass did?
Probably
To me,
a lot.
this kind of feels like a teaching firing, for lack of a better term. They're firing him to teach him a lesson, that he is expendable, that he can be cut, and he's probably going to come back at some point. Like, when you look at the things that he was fired for, these are a lot of behavioral issues and attitude issues, things that can be worked out. And when they fire him, they just kind of send a message that, like, hey, knock this shit off. You are not untouchable. You're far from it.
He will go down in history as the man who had a bad match with Bryan Danielson.
He'll go down in history as the guy that made people like fondly remember Test. Think about that shit.
Jesus.
People, when they watched him, looked back and was just like, damn, I wish he was Test. Test! Jesus.
I just don't understand how you could be in developmental since 2011 and be that green still.
Ask Mojo Rawley.
I don't know, dude, but there's one thing that you can't teach, and it's his height.
Nope.
So he's always got a shot.
They're apparently Enzo and Cass are being very sought after by independent promotions to bring them in together. But apparently they had a real life falling out at one point or another. We reported on this. But I just hope that he actually does something else with his career and actually moves on.
Omega made a really good point in the chat, which he Cass strikes him as a dude that could humble up and take the Drew McIntyre route. I don't think it would be out of the realm of possibility for a company like Impact to sign him, and to, they signed people like Moose, who's still probably too green for them, and they're pushing him to the top of the card. So,
or maybe Big Cass could just go back to medical school.
really?
So,
is he in medical school?
Yeah, he's pretty bad.
That's crazy.
So this makes Carmella the HBK out of the group.
The last surviving member. How you like them apples?
Jesus Christ,
Not just the last surviving member, the women's champion, and a woman who has also pinned Asuka. Clean in the middle. Clean as a whistle in the middle.
You want to send Shao Kahn's blood pressure up to stratospheric levels?
I want that shit shooting out of his eye.
He's got a glass chin, bud.
Oh, you son of a...
Must not murder.
Let's move on. Ring of Honor was working on getting to a date to run Madison Square Garden the weekend of WrestleMania next year. However, COO Joe Koff indicated the booking had been canceled as a result of, quote, communication from WWE, end quote. The idea has been floated around the Fox affiliates owned by Sinclair could in fact preempt SmackDown next year for local programming instead as retaliation. No word if AAA still has dates booked for this fall in MSG.
So you're kidding me. No wrestling organization except WWE can run shows in Madison Square? That's ridiculous.
Not really. I mean, that's pure Carney territory shit at its finest, right?
Yeah.
It's
very Carney, and
it's business.
Yeah, that too.
Like if I owned the largest wrestling company, basically in the world, and I am, frequently associated with a venue, and that venue wants to start booking other companies, I might say, hey, I don't really want you to do that because then, our branding together isn't as good. So you can go ahead and do that if you want. We can't stop you. But just know that if you do, we're not going to book with you anymore.
And there's another whole factor to this, which is their history with Madison Square Garden. And some of the, to some degree, they helped build that place, and the mystique that it has. So it's kind of just weird in general. And could Ring of Honor really, sell out Madison Square Garden? Because if you're not selling out, there's no reason to run it.
Yes.
It's expensive as hell.
Yes.
Because I don't think so. I don't think
they can.
They would have to bring in like the entirety of New Japan's roster.
It would be Tana, Naito, and fucking Kenny, and it would be the rest of them, and it would be a highly touted sort of thing. It would be WrestleMania weekend, mind you. WrestleMania weekend, hello. And it would be it would probably be the same night, if not the night before NXT. So I think that they have a very good chance, if not a great chance, of selling out MSG.
The thing is, though, it's not like there aren't other stadiums and arenas within that area. You could do the venue.
But that's like saying.
No, I get it. But if your goal is to sell out an arena in New York City, there are other places you can go.
I'm sure that they can, but the problem is that ROH is asking for a Mustang, the Mustang, and WWE Dad is being like, "Oh no, have a Chevy Aveo."
Ooh.
Which has a diminutive front.
This whole situation is funny because WWE doesn't even run TV or pay-per-views from there anymore, really, because it's too expensive for them, but they won't let anyone else come in. Yeah.
Apparently, it took one phone call from not Vince McMahon to make this happen. And they're going to sue the fuck out of WWE and MSG to fucking get in that building and fucking run it.
Ooh, I didn't hear that part.
All right, let's move on to the last little bits here. WWE is working agreement with Pro Wrestling Noah, including a deal to have Hideo Itami return to August for a show. Sami Zayn has 2 torn rotator cuffs and revealed he expects to be out until early next year. He probably expected to be in the Royal Rumble. The Mountain Goats have released a song for Sasha Banks at her request. Access revealed that they are looking to broadcast a new WoW events with David McLean in 2019. And Enzo Amore claims that the blow-off to his romance with Nia Jax would have been the discovery that he was secretly hooking up with her best friend, Alexa Bliss.
Wow.
Oh. Just fucking you.
Would have killed Alexa's career dead.
Yeah.
So, silver linings,
Yes.
Also, they don't book those stories that fucking far out. There's no way he knew that.
No.
He probably had that idea floated to him at one point or another, and it was like something he overheard or something that was explained to him at one point. But that probably would have changed, considering that the chemistry between the two of them was actually decent.
So it's like they have WWE and Noah. It's kind of weird because Noah doesn't Noah have that thing with Impact?
No, Noah doesn't have anything with Impact.
I thought they did, or did that end?
It was something else.
Oh, okay. So I was like, what's WWE going to get out of this Noah thing? It's like, are they going to do a talent exchange, or
They
they're just
get
going
to keep. They get to keep Hideo Itami on the roster. I mean,
cool.
To me, this seems like a move to please Hideo because he could. If you're him, you can't be happy with where you're at, and you want to go. Because Noah would kill to have you back, and so would a whole bunch of other places would love to have that guy. So this to me speaks of them. Two things: them appeasing Hideo, and then also them starting to look into expanding NXT into Japan.
Yeah, I guess. But like Noah doesn't really have much star power anymore. All they have is like Nakajima and Marufuji. Other than that, they don't really have anyone.
So, because we didn't mention it here, I would like to mention it now. The NXT UK. We hear about this? Did you guys?
Yeah. Those are actually, we heard it. It's just two words we never thought come together.
You guys hear about this? You see this in the news?
Right. NXT India, NXT Japan, NXT South Africa. You know all of those are coming. Every single one of those. NXT Mexico?
No, not Mexico. They would more likely do something in South America.
There's no way they would. There's no way they would
Brazil.
do Mexico.
Yeah, it'd probably be Brazil.
Could this be a long-term play?
This is 100% a long-term play.
Well, no, but could this be for a specific reason? To purchase Pro Wrestling Noah. Because they want to have their territory in Japan. I don't think it's going to do great for them to come in as WWE in Japan. But if they were to purchase an existing brand and fill it with some more talent, that could be a good thing for them.
I don't think that they would purchase Noah necessarily. I think that they might purchase another brand, but not Noah.
What other brand is going to sell to them? There's no other brand in Japan that would sell to them.
All Japan.
No
way.
No chance.
All Japan's doing great right now.
All Japan is doing really well. It's on the rise, and there's a million times more history.
ICW is still a thing. It's still the same thing. Progress.
Anybody care about what I want? I do. Shut up. Get out.
See, I'm not talking about their deals with the UK territories. That's not what I'm talking about. Them outright purchasing Noah and then running it essentially as NXT Japan.
Yes, I could see that happening, but I could also see them having their own promotion. But that's not the point. The point of the matter is that there's going to be NXT UK here coming up, and they're going to have tapings very shortly, and it's going to use all the UK talent with UK tag titles and UK women titles.
There's also a rumor floating around that a certain missing king might show up on NXT UK as well.
I would not be terribly surprised if Neville showed up.
The rumor stems from the NXT UK Twitter followed him. So it could mean nothing, but we haven't heard anything about him for a while. And if he might, that might be a move that makes him happy too. Could be the same thing. He deserves way fucking better than what he's at. Same thing with Hideo.
That's the wrong thing.
Good job.
All right, whatever. Ding, ding, ding. 15-minute time limit. Let's move on to that. NXT TakeOver Chicago. Let's talk about that. Undisputed Era defeated Oni Lorcan and Danny Burch to retain the NXT tag titles. What a match.
This match was fucking great.
It was a
good job. It was like perfect job by everyone in this match.
It set the mood. The entrance was hot. Everyone was into it. They weren't into Oni, and they weren't into Danny.
They weren't into that team. It's because they were so into the Undisputed Era and specifically Adam Cole. They're gonna do the entire crowd screamed Adam Cole, baby. They're gonna strap a rocket so far up his ass, dude. He is gonna be. I have a feeling he is going to be on the main roster and like an Intercontinental or U.S. champion within a year. Probably before this next WrestleMania.
The night after WrestleMania.
So does the rest of UA go with him?
I would. Well, considering some of the spoilers that came out of the UK tourney, yeah, likely. Very likely. But also, I got to say, I'm so happy for Danny Burch. He so deserves the spot on the roster, and it's cool to see him make this comeback along a Ty Dillinger-esque comeback. It's fun. He deserves it.
Next match. Ricochet defeated Velveteen Dream. I saw this match before. It was Hogan versus Rock at WrestleMania 18. Only it was the first 5 minutes of the whole match. They did exactly the same sequence. From entrances till about maybe when they started flipping. Maybe about 3 or 4 minutes into the actual match.
And it was amazing.
I felt Velveteen Dream should have won this match because he really needs a big win at this point, and he hasn't had one really yet.
Velveteen Dream was wearing Prince Puma gear.
Yes. I think he was wearing legitimately the tights. I think Ricochet just gave him his tights.
They look slightly different, but they were very similar.
Oh yeah, see, this is get under your skin type of stuff.
Yeah,
it was this very similar design on the tights, though. To the
I feel like with
Puma spots.
Velveteen Dream, I feel like he's in the Tyler Breeze spot, and I was seeing that a lot on my Twitter timeline there. Like he's like. Yeah, he's a great wrestler and puts on great matches to anyone, but he's just going to be the guy who loses to the next big indie signing.
And that has double meaning because that means the second he gets to the main roster, he is dead in the water.
Yep, and that's a damn shame.
He was GTV.
By the way, I just got to say this match was literally perfect in every single way. It was fucking perfection, and it was my favorite match of the night. And it wasn't even close, which is saying something, considering how much I love that. So this is like, when I explain, it's a perfect match because it went 20 minutes. There were no screw-ups. They told a great story. Every move in the match played into the story. It ended when it needed to, when the crowd was at its hottest point. It was perfect. This is a 5-star match because you can't change anything in this match and make it better. It's perfect. Favorite match, one of my favorite matches ever.
I enjoyed it very, very much. I knew
Velveteen he's got some hops. He is impressive athletically, and I think we all knew that, but he really got a chance to showcase that in this match.
I'm looking forward to seeing Ricochet win the NXT title and Velveteen to go on to win the US title on Raw or SmackDown, wherever the US title is right now. I could definitely see Velveteen winning the US title. I mean, as Omega said, Meltz gave it 4 1/4. I think it deserved a little more than that, perfectly honest, but that's just me.
Absolutely. Without question. It should have been close to 5.
In the category of This Is Fine, Shayna Baszler defeated Nikki Cross to retain the NXT Women's title.
I liked this match.
The ending of this match slightly disturbed me, but was also,
it was a little bit more than fine, I thought. I mean, after all, we've got Shayna Baszler trying to assert her dominance and that she's a good champion, and you just have Nikki Cross being the beautiful, wonderful little butterfly of insanity that she is.
Here's the story of this match: is like Shayna Baszler's whole offense is causing as much fucking pain to anyone, destroying your limbs. But the problem is, Nikki Cross enjoys that. So it's like, well, what the fuck am I supposed to do if inflicting pain is just going to do nothing to my opponent? Also, I fucking loved the finish to this match.
It was great. It was just struggling and then accepting death.
There was during that match, there was this whatchamacallit, there was a beach ball segment thing where they were jumping around like Omega was saying, and they ripped it up and they were like, fuck the beach balls, because we were watching this match.
That was during the Ricochet Dream match.
Yes.
I'm just going to say this. If you bring a beach ball to a wrestling show, you suck.
I disagree, actually. If you bring it to a show and you start doing it during a match that's actually decent, fuck you, you suck. But if you do it to Roman and Jinder, by all means, more beach balls.
I'm amazed there weren't more beach balls during that match.
I'm sure that they were confiscated and taken away. I'm sure that they were looking for them that night.
Where would you hide a beach ball? Never mind. I don't want to know the answer to that.
Why would you even ask? Moving on. By the way, Shayna Baszler is getting better.
Well, what really helped is that she was actually allowed to show a range of emotion in this match instead of just, I'm mean, I'm bad, I kick, I hurt.
Yes.
That helped.
Speaking of I'm mean, I'm bad, I kick, I hurt, Aleister Black defeated Lars Sullivan to retain the NXT title. The last 30 seconds of this match is all you need to see, honestly. It's a great match, don't get me wrong. The last 30 seconds is some of the most badass fucking shit that you could fucking do in wrestling.
Oh, French Angel #2 deserves a little bit more than that. I mean, Sullivan is just something of not only a throwback, but also a throw forward. He's got people on his side, even though he's a monster heel, and he can pretty much take, I believe, any title he wants right now.
Sullivan is a dude who needs a good year and a half longer in NXT, but you know he's going to call up way faster than he should.
That's going to kill him as well.
Yep. If they kept him in NXT until not this coming WrestleMania, but like the next one, he would turn into a dude as impressive as Braun is. But they're not going to do that, and he's going to turn into Baron Corbin too. He has the same haircut as Baron now too.
Oh, don't do that.
Hey, I'm not making fun of the guy. I'm just saying that should have happened like fucking years ago, dude. No one was fooled. You have no hair. Everyone knows.
Yeah. Corbin looks way better bald.
Yes. Infinitely.
Yes. Should have lost his hair in a hair versus hair match.
Should have, but the whole constable gimmick is funny, and he got rid of it, and that's what's really important.
Absolutely.
Speaking of getting rid of geeks,
Tommaso Ciampa defeated Johnny Gargano in a Chicago street fight.
Oh, baby, still handcuffed. He beat his fucking ass.
He beat his ass with his hands cuffed behind him. You know who can do? You know why he did it? You know why? He is a literal god.
Hell in the Cell. Hell in the Cell SummerSlam pay-per-view.
I really hope, but I just don't think they'll do it.
Dude, they need to pull that trigger.
If they do, it would be amazing. I hope they do. Well, I mean, this leads. We know there's going to be something after this, considering the way that it ended, which was a great ending. But there's going to be something. But who knows? Hell in a Cell would be amazing.
Hell in a Cell would be amazing, but I don't 100% have that yet. So if it's not Hell in a Cell, what would be the next logical? Oh, hell. Omega BR with the fast pitch out of nowhere. I quit match. Might be Fearless Leader. Might be.
I could see that for sure. I don't know. It says a lot that this match is going on after the NXT title, though. I'll tell you that. They've They've had matches like Sami Zayn versus Shinsuke Nakamura. That didn't go on after the NXT title did. They've had much bigger matches than that, but this one was the main event. That's what people were there to see, and that hasn't happened in a long ass time.
Oh, I know how to finish a feud. Mama Bagwell on a fucking forklift.
I think they could pull off a really good 3 stages of hell match.
That would be good too.
And like an Austin Triple H style. First one's just regular wrestling. Second one is a street fight. Third one is a cage match. And then you have the weapons in the cage.
Well, technically speaking, we've already had the first 2 stages of that. So it's like we need the third one in a cage. You know this is going to be like something to do with a cage. I mean, not Punjabi prison. That's probably about the only unlikely thing here. But a cage match.
If it's a shark cage, I'm going to hurt someone.
Oh, God. Could you imagine?
Candace in a shark cage.
Oh, no, you said it, son of a bitch. Move on.
Nope, too late. Definitely happening.
Give me more fodder.
Dude, it's going to be the shit, though, when she sneaks out of the cage and, like, does a dive off the top of it. You know she's not going to do that. She's crazy.
Right on top of Ciampa, yeah.
All right.
Crazy in a good way.
Money in the Bank. By the way, Omega was at both shows, and next week he'll give us his he'll give us his thoughts on both shows.
Once we get the contract negotiated. That's what was such a problem is he was dangling that carrot in front of us, but we lowball.
We kind of did.
Yank him.
Damn it, yank him.
All right, cool.
Bludgeon Brothers defeated the Good Brothers of the pre-show.
Does anyone care?
I care more about the SmackDown match that happened 2 nights later.
That's annoying. You know why they did it, though? Because Daniel Bryan cost Luke Harper the WWE Championship thing about 7 months ago.
Oh.
I did not remember that.
Neither did I. I just remember Dick Butt being in Wyatt's.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Now I remember that. I forgot it, but now I remember it.
Daniel Bryan defeated Big Cass by submission.
Tapped his ass out of the company.
Ooh.
Nothing's more humiliating than getting tapped out on your way out.
Man, if they were going to fire him, the finish I suggested, where he just trips him up and taps him out in like 10 seconds.
That's what I wanted them to do.
Everyone would have popped. It would have been
because
crazy.
They didn't exactly decide it just then.
I know, but you kind of know. I mean, I don't know when the timeline of him breaking the toilet door on the bus was, but I feel like it was probably before that point.
Right. Speaking of a toilet door, Bobby Lashley defeated Sami Zayn.
Defeated a no-armed man.
What a pussy.
He's got a new finisher. It's called the Disarmer.
Oh. See, that sucks, though, because he already didn't have arms going into the match, so no one knows the effectiveness.
So you know how in history books you talk about, like, in the Middle Ages, you talk about castles and knights and all that stuff, and why it was so difficult for serfs to rise up is because they were armless peasants. God damn it, that was a good one.
Cheap.
You deserve that silence.
God damn it.
I feel awful for Sammy, but I am also... There's a silver lining in all of this. That this feud sucked. But his character... It's over. It's good. Yeah, and it's over, and that's good. And his character is still good. And he'll just have some time away, and hopefully he'll be healthy, and then he'll come back, and then he won't have to have such a shitty fucking feud. We hope.
Hopefully he comes back as like a red-hot baby face.
I'd love to see that, but I do love his heel character, so I don't know.
I'm mad about this one. Whatchamacallit? Seth Rollins defeated Elias to retain the IC title.
Yeah, like when it happened, I wasn't so mad, but then what happened the next night, now I'm fucking pissed.
Yeah.
By the way, the next night, Dolph Ziggler then defeated Seth Rollins with the assistance of Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, it's like
his 6th.
Yes.
Correct? 6th Intercontinental.
It's like
despite all of that, this match fucking ruled and was probably the first good match on the card.
Yeah, it's like, here's my problem with this. Like, Seth Rollins, you're making him this workhorse champion, and then he's red hot. He's easily the best champion in WWE. And then you have him drop the title on Raw to someone in the mid card who's going nowhere.
Well, and they fucked over 2 divisions because they've pushed fucking Ziggler and Drew Mac as the hot new tag team that's going to kick everyone's ass, and did kick everyone's ass. And then they're just going for singles titles. Like you just made the entire tag division look like fucking dorks. Great job, guys.
And then also you could have had Elias fucking beat Seth Rollins for the title and make Elias a big fucking deal.
The next night. You could even have done it that next night. That would have been way better. I don't know. Moving on. Alexa Bliss won the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Okay. I'm okay with this.
It could
I'm fine. I wanted Becky to win, but Becky turned herself into a giant goddamn geek during the match, and she clearly had the briefcase, but just
we wanted them to do something. We wanted them to do something with this, and it's just they didn't.
Just that one spot where it was just a poor camera angle, and you could see that she had it unhooked, but she just was waiting for somebody else to miss their cue.
Poor camera angles, pretty common theme with WWE.
Yeah, to be honest, I felt like Alexa Bliss and Charlotte were like the only 2 people in this match that didn't need the Money in the Bank, and they gave it to Alexa.
That's exactly why they won it. They've made it clear that Charlotte and Alexa are the 1-2, and it's just dependent upon which brand they're on that they're on top. Right. That's it. Old habits die hard, man. They still just love those blondes.
Now here comes the best part of the pay-per-view. Roman Reigns defeated Jinder Mahal.
Boring. Fucking, I don't know. I never chant things. I was just trying to get some chants going. This match sucked. Let's go, Cena. Cena, that one fucking slayed me, dude.
The CM Punk, let's go, Cena.
They were stupid to put this match in Chicago. Like, what were they expecting?
No, they were brilliant. This is exactly the reaction we wanted.
Good. Yeah, it's like, it's after the Money in the Bank, just to, like, the crowd's going to be dead anyways, so let's give them a match to just jeer at.
Well, here's the thing, right? You take that into account, and you take into account that you knew that both of these men were going to be, jeered, if you would, and they were going to be booed.
No, I didn't know that. I thought he would make Jinder the babyface. Almost every time that there's someone who's mildly disliked by the WWE universe and goes up against Roman, he gets cheered. Jinder.
I just think they don't like Jinder, period, usually. But in this instance, I think that what happened was that all the negative heat got sucked into this match, and it was there. So there you go. That actually happened. It was meh. All right, Shokana, I have a question for you.
Go on.
What does James Ellsworth use to swim with?
What?
A chitter tube.
That's awful. That's horrible.
Isn't it? What's even worse is the finish of this match. Carmella defeated Asuka to retain the SmackDown Women's title. What the fuck?
This is so stupid. It's like, hey guys, remember when Asuka was undefeated for 2 years and was champ for 500 days?
Nope.
Hey,
I don't remember that at all anymore.
They ruined Asuka in 9 months.
It feels like a distant memory, to be honest.
9 months. They took this unstoppable, undefeated former champ of 500 days, and it took them 9 months, and they turned her into a complete joke.
It's just absolutely ridiculous that this happened. I'm very pleased for Ellsworth to come back into the company and be, the shit manager for Carmella. It's exactly the role he needs to be in. If Carmella's going to be featured for the next few months or whatever, and James needs fucking work to do, that's perfectly fine with me for this to happen. Great. But why make Asuka look like such a dumb fucking geek in the middle of the match, having her overreact to something that took entirely too long for someone to miss their cue and do something about?
Well, why is she scared of her own mask?
Why is she scared of a person dressed in her stuff?
Yeah, why wouldn't she just run up and kick it? That's like what she does.
Yeah, or I would expect a butt attack.
Or it would have been better if she ran up and ripped the mask off and then saw it was Ellsworth and then reacted that way. That I would have been fine with, because at least that would have been fucking funny.
And the announcers here were god awful. The announcing tonight was the worst. The worst.
Well, it's WWE commentary.
Yeah, Coachman, though, is really reaching some new lows. His one word for this hour gimmick, just, I want to choke him. I just want to reach through the screen and choke him. Like, that's so stupid. And it's always a dumb word, too.
I'm going to go on a rant about Coach during the Rousey match. We'll get to that.
AJ Styles defeated Shinsuke Nakamura in a last man standing match to retain the WWE title.
This is the worst last man standing match I've ever seen. It was so boring.
Really?
Yes.
I actually.
Why are these matches between Shinsuke and AJ so bad?
Because they're produced horribly. They're heavily scripted. And this feud just overall sucks, and they've done this match so many times it doesn't feel special anymore.
The number of times that AJ kept being just short of the 10 count after a while just got really old on me. It just, I don't know, it dragged everything to a really slow point. And it's AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura. It's always going to be a certain amount of good, but like they were fighting against the match to have a good match.
You know what the worst part is? This was their best match in WWE.
Yep. I don't understand how AJ could come in, have great matches. Shinsuke can come in, have great matches, but you put the two of them together, who they've had a great match previously and are allowed to have a great match, can't eke one out now.
Because Road Agent's fucking producing this match like shit. And we're in New Japan, it's like there's not really any Road Agents there. They just say, hey, this guy's winning, this is the finish, now you all call it in the ring.
Ronda Rousey defeated Nia Jax by DQ when Alexa Bliss attacked, then cashed in Money in the Bank to become the new Raw Women's Champion.
So what you're saying is we're probably getting more Nia versus Alexa. Fucking great. As if this feud wasn't bad enough.
I feel bullied.
Thing is, Ronda looked really good in this match, so that's at least a plus. But here was what I was going to say. Remember when Nia Jax had a Ronda in the bear hug? And Coach flat out said Ronda's having a breather while in that bear hug. Essentially, flat out said, this is a rest hold. You don't do that on commentary.
I don't understand how he got dumber.
It's the ESPN stink. He's trying to be an ESPN announcer. It's like, no, this is not ESPN. This is pro wrestling.
It's not stink anymore. It's in his DNA. He's not going to shake it. If you didn't shake it after a few months, he ain't going to shake it now.
Ronda Rousey is one of the best performers on the roster.
She's 10 times better than Shayna Baszler. I'll give her that.
She is one of the best physical presence in the ring, period, full stop right there. Like, her that demeanor that she had in UFC and that badass fucking attitude that she had going into the fights completely translates into wrestling. And it is amazing to see her do that. And I would like to see her in a year and a half from now when she's got way more under her belt and they put her in a match with somebody who could work.
She either needs a mouthpiece or she never talks. Or rarely talk.
I would like 10 words. I would like to hear her say 10 words from now until the end of the time in her WWE. I quit being 2 of them. To Stephanie McMahon at WrestleMania.
She's got everything else, though. I mean, everything else in the ring and the presence is still 100% there. They need to get a better way to build this shit.
And Nia didn't look too bad. Mind you, it was a rehearsed match, and you could tell those. But Nia didn't look too bad.
Nia usually looks pretty good, in my opinion.
Yeah, Nia's pretty damn good at her role. She knows what she's doing.
Yep. All right, let's move on. And finally, Braun Strowman won the Money in the Bank ladder match.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of this. Like, Raw didn't need both Money in the Bank. Plus, it's even going to be weirder because the Universal Champion is never there.
Right.
Both partners of the team that won both won the Money in the Bank.
The Team Little Big.
Yeah, the Team Little Big.
From the Mixed Match Challenge.
Does anyone here think that Braun Strowman and Brock Lesnar is going to be a good match?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
It's going to be 8 minutes and then beating the fuck out of each other, and hopefully Braun going over. That's all I want to see, and that's all they're going to do.
Agreed with Omega BR, by the way. I want to see more Alexa Braun interaction.
Oh, dude, they're amazing.
Challenge.
Their chemistry is great.
I'm surprised they're not together.
Dude, here's a strange comparison, but it's like almost like the reverse version of what Nia and Enzo were.
Yes,
there's such a fascination of just Alexa is tiny as hell and Braun is gigantic.
Seriously, she's so fucking little, even for a woman wrestler. She's so fucking little.
She's 4'11", 90 pounds.
Yeah,
95 pounds on a good day.
Like I thought. Oh gosh, I've forgotten her name. Layla. I saw her in person, and she's fucking tiny. But Jesus Christ, Alexa is so goddamn little.
I still think SmackDown wrestlers should have won Money in the Bank.
I agree.
Yeah. But mainly now I'm upset Braun won because now they're going to fucking say Monster in the Bank like 500 times.
Oh my god, Raw was fucking unbearable with that bullshit.
Someone said it to Vince. I guarantee you someone said it to Vince in a writer's meeting, and then Vince came back 5 minutes later and said, "That's my idea. He's Monster in the Bank. I love it. Let's say it 1,000,000 times." I guarantee you this is what happened.
I don't even hate Monster in the Bank as much as I hate Mr. Monster in the Bank. That just is awful.
It's so fucking bad.
I'm fine. See, I enjoyed the match because there really wasn't anyone I didn't want to see win, and the person who everyone thought was going to win was going to win. Kevin Owens is insane, as always, and is apparently indestructible.
I was wrong about the Rusev Money in the Bank, but I was right about the mega push. Fuck yeah, Rusev versus AJ.
Here we go.
I seriously cannot wait for this. Please give me this match in a 20-minute fucking let's go. I want to see Rusev Machka and then AJ counter it and then fucking put him in the Styles Clash. Oh, I want to see this completely.
Yeah, it's gonna be a great match. That's I'm sure they're just building Braun and Brock for. They're either building Braun and Brock for SummerSlam, or they're building a match between Reigns going to get fucked out of the title again.
By the way, contractually speaking, this is the last match that Brock will have to do.
Sweet.
So that means
have Braun beat him.
So no, it's going to be Roman that beats him, and then it's going to be Roman get cashed in on.
Oh man! Thank God.
That would be amazing.
Again,
it would kill him even more bad.
The thing is, like, they've already done this. Like, oh, no one's giving a shit about Roman and Brock, and then oh, here comes the Money in the Bank. They have that to bail out, and it's someone people like.
This is going to be exciting. Ever since Brock clotheslined Braun Strowman and like Braun no-selled that shit, and then Brock got in it with him in the Royal Rumble, their very first interaction a couple years ago, I thought that they had something. And now they're doing stuff where it's like, yeah, I can see where Brock would like try to throw Braun, and Braun would try to throw Brock. And honestly, we'd wonder who would win in a fight if it didn't go to the ground. Spoilers, it'd probably be Braun. But that's for another date and another time. Let's move on here for the 15-minute time limit. Go down the Dairy Queen drive-thru. Vassar's here this week, so he does the ratings.
It is time for the ratings, starting with, as usual, with Impact is 276,000 viewers, down from 296,000 the week previous. On to Raw with 2.903 million, up from the 2.730 million. And finally, on to SmackDown with 2.315 million, up from the 2.183 million the week previous. And that is it for the ratings.
That spot with the two men holding the ladder and then Braun running through it was also awesome. Yes. Birthdays, and that's Dog's territory.
You knew they were going to do it, but it was still amazing. So I'm happy they did.
It looked good.
Yeah, it looked awesome. Happy birthdays today. Happy birthday to Jay Youngblood, also to Black Shadow, Alibaba, and Billy Hansen. And then tomorrow, the man of 1,000,001 gimmicks, the one and only John Tenta. Happy birthday. Also happy birthday to Miguel Perez, Billy Riley, Larry Cheney, Don Evans, Al Leilani, Big Red John Reese, Tom Jones, Henry DeGlane, and Dientes Hernandez. Then on the 23rd, happy birthdays to Calvin Mapp, Moondog Rex, Russ Hardman, Andrew Lutziger, Dr. Creep, Killer Kowalski Jr., Jerry Meeker, and Les Ruffin. Then on the 24th, we got Bulldog, Don Kent, Jean-Louis Cormier, El Gaucho, Pepe Lopez, and Angel Azteca, all having birthdays on the 24th. On the 25th, Whipper Billy Watson and Mighty Jumbo, Samuel Hesser. I'm stealing that nickname. I am now the new Mighty Jumbo. And I'm going to go watch that guy because that nickname is amazing. And then on the 26th, happy birthday to the legendary one and only Jackie motherfucking Fargo. Happy birthday. And also happy birthdays to Pretty Boy Larry Sharp, Jim Grabmeyer, Percival A. Friend, Theodore Roebuck, Yukon Braxton, Cal Eaton, and Helcon Siriano. And then on the 27th, happy birthdays to Dick the Bruiser, Damian Steele, Dean Detton, William Red McIntyre, and Pedro Gonzalez. Those are the birthdays.
And now it is time for This Week in Wrestling with Yankum DDS.
Yes, this week in wrestling history, in 1971, Tarzan Zora defeats Jos LeDuc to win the International Wrestling Association International Heavyweight title in Montreal, Quebec. Fast forward to 1987. Although possibly a phantom title change, Al Perez defeats the Dingo, aka Ultimate Warrior, for the World Class Texas Heavyweight title in Puerto Rico. Once again, fast forward to 2006 when Kohei Sato and Ryuji Sai, does that sound good? Y2P, 160 kilogram, and Steve Corino to win their second NWA Intercontinental Tag Team title in Kanagawa, Japan. And that's it for this week in wrestling history.
Happy trails. An extremely somber happy trails to the friends and family of Vader, who has passed away at the age of 63 after a severe case of pneumonia.
I don't think there's anyone in this chat or anyone on the planet that could speak badly of Leon White. Like, one of the most universally beloved people in wrestling, and also when he was on, one of the scariest motherfuckers on the planet. That classic big friendly giant.
His Twitter was really nice. Like, I know that seems really stupid thing to focus on, but his Twitter was genuinely nice.
Yeah, I mean, it's sad. It's a sad day. I think everyone has one or two Vader matches that they remember and love, so,
Yeah. I do have one for the What to Watch this week. I'm going to nominate a Vader match, but if anything, before we get to that, check out Vader's UWFI run.
Yes.
Like, it's like, when you think UWFI, you think shoot style, right? Well, he fit perfectly in that. Like, my God, he's a lot better wrestler than probably most people would think, and it's just sad to see him go. And in my opinion, one of the best big men of all time. Rest in peace, Vader.
Literally changed how big men are seen and wrestle all around, like a global influence.
I mean, yeah, and he definitely contributed so much to wrestling, and the first foreigner to win the IWGP World Heavyweight title. So rest in peace. Happy trails to John Cena, who settled with Ford over selling a vehicle he was contractually obligated to keep. It was this GT. It was like a 200 cars were made of it. He sold it because he didn't like it. That's all. Nothing to see here. Also, Dave Meltzer believes that the entire John Cena, Nikki Bella shit is a work. It's a work, brother.
Hey, telling me reality TV is fake? Nah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Sounds like bullshit.
I have a new segment. New segment for you all. Well, he sold it because he needed the money, but he also didn't like the actual car too. But that's besides the point. The button. So, ladies and gentlemen, I have a button here that can magically make a thing happen. These gentlemen here that are in the chat with me will get to decide if they would press the button or not. We'll go down individually as to what if or if not they will press the button and why, in a very short summarized sort of thing. And yeah, here we go. So let's imagine that WCW was just bought out by WWF. And there was the invasion angle, right? So let's say that they were able to get the people that they wanted to get from WCW at that time, essentially, and booked WrestleMania with it. And they were able to book the best WrestleMania of the combined WCW and WWF roster of all time, essentially, on WrestleMania 17. Like, WrestleMania 17 became the pinnacle of wrestling for the Attitude Era. The downside of that, you fast forward the company to 2008 when they started the guest host segment. You guys remember that? Where they brought on Bob Barker and all that nonsense?
Sadly, yes.
It's impossible to forget if you watched any of them. Didn't they bring on the Muppets one time?
They did.
Yeah.
Sheamus is Beaker's cousin, or is Beaker's cousin?
Yeah, that's right.
That is kayfabe. That is official. That is
100%.
official kayfabe.
Let's look at that era. If you press the button for the 1997 thing to happen, or excuse me, the 2001 thing to happen, from the years 2008 till now, and for the foreseeable future until they decide to do something else. The guest host segment lives and once every quarter or so we see one of the worst guest hosts ever. Frickin' what's his face? Oh god, Al Sharpton.
No, the worst push ever, or the worst host ever rather, was Mr. Summerfest.
Oh,
Jeremy Piven.
Yep.
Jeremy Piven.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so Jeremy Piven has to host 4 times a year.
Ugh.
Jeremy Piven doesn't have shit going on. He's got nothing to promote.
I know, exactly. And then he promotes a straight-to-DVD movie that he made with WWE.
Great.
That's a part of this. Great. That's a part of the downside. Do you press the button?
Top to bottom, or just yell it out, or what do we do?
Yes.
Okay, Vassar, why?
I have no idea.
Fair. Would you press the button?
No.
Why not?
For many reasons. One, because the guest host era was unbearable and produced one good segment, which was Bob Barker, and he would never come back.
Wrong. Sure. You're wrong.
That's 100% fact.
The Muppets
and then two,
were great.
The Muppets fucking sucked outside of the Sheamus thing. Let's not pretend. And two, because I actually really enjoyed Mania 17 is my favorite pay-per-view, and Mania 18 was basically that. It was a lot of WCW versus WWE and some of those big matches. So, plus I also like the brand split era. So no.
Yankum, what's your answer?
Early brand split, like 2002 to 2004. I wouldn't want that to change.
Right.
I'm gonna say no.
Omega would push the button, by the way.
Yes, and I think he's explaining why. Jesus fuck. No, because it could only... No good could outweigh that evil. None.
Think of the fucking shitty YouTube stars they'd be trotting out.
Oh my god, Fred!
You know, some of the ones
they would have had because Vince is 20 fucking years behind on everything. Right about now, we would be getting Fred and the annoying Orange as fucking guest hosts.
Kill me now.
They might be right about that. I guess it'd be too much for hope for PewDiePie to get his ass whooped on national television.
Because he's not as stupid as the Jackass guy.
Netjester, would you press the button or not?
Oh, wait, is that the other good segment from the guest host angle that you wanted to point out?
I guess.
Yankum? Because that was the only other good segment.
The Muppets. Every time the Muppets show up, it's fantastic.
The Muppets
I don't.
We need to watch that again just to see how fucking horrible that was. Outside of the Sheamus thing, that was the longest, just shittiest thing.
Maybe I just have a soft spot for Muppets. I do follow all of them on Twitter.
Oh, we'll get into your preferences later.
Omega likes the Muppets too.
Let me.
Now, hold on. We'll get into Omega's answer here in a second. Yeah. I want to hear Jester's answer.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. It's not that I dislike the Muppets. It's that I disliked them as guest hosts. Muppets are fine.
Whatever. Jester.
So yeah, I mean, you could pretty much say that the button would need to be pressed for all these amazing holdouts to get into WrestleMania X7. I mean, think of it, an actual Sting match that would have been a good Sting match, not the Sting matches we got when he came back after WrestleMania 30. My God, Sting in his prime would have been incredible in WWE, and some of the other major holdouts too would have just been wonderful. But we never got
Kevin Nash versus Taker. Kevin Nash versus Taker.
Okay, but I would put up with the occasional shitty Jeremy Piven bullshit, and for that ungodliness of having Sting in the company as early as WrestleMania 17.
Omega VR says he would push the button because X7 could be even more amazing. Sting versus Taker, that sort of thing, and that would be great. And the thing is, Raw sucks anyway. The guest host could at least give us some decent segments like Bob Barker and the Muppets, and they would help fill those 3 damn hours with something other than like Roman talking for 20 minutes or Steph emasculating them. See, that shit would still be there, though. That's the problem. Because it was still there.
Okay. I do not remember Kermit calling Vicky Guerrero Jack Swagger's mom.
I do.
Maybe they were better than I thought they were.
That was great. That was wonderful.
I guess I'll have to watch the Muppets.
I guess that's your thing to watch this week.
No, it's not.
That's your thing. You have an assignment, dog. You must watch it.
Yes, this segment. I remember this exactly. This was great. Anyway, what should we watch this week in wrestling? Shao Kahn.
Well, first off, you didn't even ask me if I pushed a button or not. But
oh wait, you didn't. I thought we got to you. I thought you. Oh no, it was Vassar who was like quick about it. I'm sorry. Yeah, would you push the button or not?
No, I would not.
Why not?
If I ever have to sit through one of those god-awful guest hosts ever again, please just fucking shoot me.
Then what should we watch this week in wrestling?
No, but we could have Jeremy Piven and Asuka. How great would that be? he could beat Asuka.
He could beat Asuka.
Just like everybody else does.
Right, 'cause that's what WWE does now.
Well, apparently all you need to do is a goddamn chin up.
You know, that's just beating a dead horse.
It's just beating a dead chin. I'm sorry, this is just too funny to me. Shao Kahn, what do we watch this week in wrestling?
Alrighty. From December 5th, 1993, UWFI World Heavyweight Championship on the line as Nobuhiko Takada takes on Super Vader. Tremendous fucking match, and I would recommend it any day of the week.
What should we watch this week in wrestling?
Ricochet versus Velveteen Dream, and just rewatch it a dozen times over because goddamn.
Nat Jester.
Okay, sorry about my phone, but I decided to go back into my old habits of going into my DVD collection, and I just recently purchased Randy Savage Unreleased. And there are some good matches on this son of a bitch, so I'll just pick one out at random. Believe it or not, I actually got a bit of a soft spot for a champion, WWE champion steel cage match. Randy Savage versus, and I forgot this one actually happened, the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase in the steel cage.
Yankum, which we watched this week in wrestling.
All right. Omega and I picked the same thing from January 19th of 1996. Vader appeared on Boy Meets World as the bully Frankie Stechino, as his father, as Frankie Stechino Sr., which was a fantastic episode. One of my favorites.
Save us Dark, which we watched this week in wrestling.
You should watch Ricochet versus Velveteen Dream at least twice, so I'll say that. And then I can't think of any good Vader matches, so I'm just going to go with the NXT Tag Title match from TakeOver. Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong versus Bald and Pointy. Bald and Pointy. Yeah, that's the end of it. That's the joke. They're both bald and they point.
Yes.
Danny Burch and fucking Biff Buse. Oni Logan, there it is. The name sucks.
It kind of does.
It's weird. It's weird.
1990 Tokyo Dome super fight for the IWGP Championship. Vader versus Stan Hansen. Why do I suggest this match?
Shit. Oh, hell yeah.
Why do I suggest this match? Because this match is the match.
Oh, yes. The one where Stan Hansen hit Vader in the face so hard, his eye pops out of his socket.
And he pops it back in and continues the match?
Nope.
What a goddamn beast.
Absolutely not. I tried to watch that match once, and I nearly threw up. I can't handle it.
You know what's another good one? Pretty much, I think it was like Vader's New Japan debut. He fucking beats Antonio Inoki in like 5 minutes and makes the whole place fucking riot.
Oh my god, yes.
How about Vader versus Sting for the WCW title, I believe, at Starrcade in 1992?
Yes, that was a really good
That
one,
is,
too.
that is one I remember from watching old WCW back in the day.
Another good one was Pro Wrestling Noah in like December of 2000 and Vader versus Mitsuharu Misawa. And Vader was disrespecting Misawa so much, I think it's the only time I've ever seen Misawa throw up a middle finger.
Sounds awesome.
There you go.
Yeah. Oh, God, dude. I can't.
Yes.
I can't look at it. It just fucks me up.
Such a badass.
What a legend. What a legend. And again, you're never going to hear someone that talks bad about him, like, ever.
Yep.
What a dude.
Right.
Rest in peace. And prayers and thoughts to his family as well.
I'm just glad he didn't go blind after that eye thing. Hooey.
He lost a lot of vision, actually, in it.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Thanks everybody for listening. Thank you podcastthemes.com for our theme song. You can check us out online, smarksnark.com, twitter.com/smarksnark, facebook.com/smarksnark. We're on YouTube, we're on Twitch, we're on a whole bunch of places.
Mixer.
Make sure you subscribe.
We got a comment on Mixer. They said yo.
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 You can find us on Tinder. Find us on Grindr. Swipe right, will you? For the love of God. We really appreciate it. Thank you very much for listening. We'll see you guys next week. Yeah, I still don't have a close.
Good night. Good night, Lawrenceburg.
Good night to the Mr. Rocky Mountains, the Beast of the Rockies.
It's time! It's time!